Getting things underway here at Livin on the Edge. This contest will be to crown the first ever FTW Gen X champion. Dan Barry and Javier going one-on-one. Both of these men were the last two remaining in the Battle Royal earlier here tonight. And they're squaring off right now. Javier applying a nice side headlock. These two men thus far here in FTW have been tag team partners for the better part of the last 6 months, being very successful in tag team action, defeating a number of teams. But in this contest, there are no teams, as Javier goes for a quick pin after a fireman's carry, nicely done. Going for a roll-up now, nicely done. Cover! Really gets a 1 or a 2 count. The referee signaled for 2, I believe it was 1. Quick start there by Javier, seeming to catch Dan Barry a little off guard. As I said, the history between these two, very well documented here in Fight the World Wrestling. Javier and Dan Barry know each other very well. Training together probably about 7 or 8 years ago here on Long Island. From there, becoming good friends, battling all up and down the East Coast. And as I said, teaming recently here in FTW. But this one is for all the marbles, folks, to become the first ever FTW Gen X champion. And what would it mean to both of these men to become the first ever FTW Gen X champion, and to have that feat bestowed upon you would be quite an accomplishment in both of their careers. Both men going back and forth here now. It looks as if Javier wants a test of strength, putting up his hand. These two know each other very well inside the ring. They've met many times before. As I said, they've met before. They've been tag team partners. So it's going to be really hard to try to fool or play mind games with each other. Going now to a test of strength. Dan Barry now getting the leverage by putting the leg behind Javier, but Javier quickly gets out of that and striking leg kick to the side, and one from Dan Barry, and now exchanging kicks. Nice move there by Dan Barry, nicely done. Taking that overhand wrist lock down to the ground. Dan Barry now really working over that left arm of Javier. And I believe thus far here in Fight the World Wrestling, this is Javier's first title match since being here in FTW. That includes the world title as well as the tag team championship. What an accomplishment it would be. Nice arm drag there from Javier. For Javier to become the FTW Gen X champion. But Dan Barry fires back with an arm drag of his own. Barry now really applying the pressure to that left arm. Javier now rolling out of it, trying to alleviate that pressure. Barry off the ropes, reversed. Nice Hurricane Rana there from Javier. Ducks the clothesline. Nicely done. Double underhook suplex into a Fujiwara armbar. Vintage Javier there. And as I said, folks, friendships are thrown out the window here in this one. You can expect a very spirited matchup. But as I said, there are no friends here now, as Dan Barry's able to get his left leg onto the bottom rope. Both of these men, it's all or nothing. And they're going to try their hardest to become the FTW Gen X champion. To the buckle goes Dan Barry, followed in by Javier quickly with a forearm. Off the ropes now, nice drop kick to the head of Dan Barry. Javier now going for the cover, hooking the leg and only getting a 2 count. Referee right on top of things here in this matchup. Javier now applying a scissor lock to the head of Dan Barry. Folks, of course, later on here tonight at Livin on the Edge, in the main event, Balls Mahoney defends the FTW World Heavyweight Championship against America's Most Wanted, Jay Lover. Should be a very interesting contest. Those two met once before at Darkest Days last year. That was in a tables, ladders, and chairs match. We all remember that one. Balls was victorious. But this one here tonight for the FTW title. Nicely done there, getting out of that head scissors by Dan Barry. And a hard strike to the back of Javier. And now a kick to the midsection, followed by a knife edge chop from Dan Barry. To the buckle reversed by Javier. And it looked as if Dan Barry was going for some sort of float over, landing on the back of Javier. Now just chopping away at the chest and back of Javi. Off the rope goes Javier, ducks the clothesline. Nice running leg lift there from Javier, sending Dan Barry to the outside. And looks, this is Javier's specialty, folks. Looks as if he's setting up for something big. Off the ropes. Nice somersault plancha there from Javier. What a move. Totally wiping out Dan Barry. That's why he is the aerial assault assassin. Unbelievable there from Javier. But this match is not falls count anywhere. Falls must be in the ring. Pinfall or submission, so Javi rolls Dan Barry back into the ring. Stomps away at the eyes. Nice slingshot senton there from Javier. If he goes for the cover, this could be it. He does. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. Dan Barry kicks out. What a match here thus far. Going back and forth, but Javier now with the upper hand. Big forearm there from Javi, but a kick catching Javier squarely in the left side of the face. Both of these men very evenly matched. Big knife edge chop there from Dan Barry. Sends Javi off the ropes, ducks his head though. Pays for that does Dan Barry. Javi looking for some sort of roll up. Wow, big move there from Dan Barry. Nicely done. Javier is down and he looks to be hurt, holding his chest in his midsection as Dan Barry goes for a cover and only a 2 count. It was definitely 2. You can hear the referee say it. And these two have really battled thus far within this match. And another big knife edge chop there from Dan Barry. Scoops up Javi now. Another nice maneuver there. Dropping Javier on his chest and face. You can see Javi holding his mouth. And Barry follows that up with a kick right to the face. Unbelievable. These two showing no remorse. Showing no signs of friendship here. It's all out the window for the chance to become the first ever FTW Gen X champion, and a surfboard now from Dan Barry. Now wrenching back on the head. What athleticism and strength in the leg from Dan Barry. That is not an easy move to pull off, folks. Javier now looks to be in trouble. Smart move there from Dan Barry. Going for a cover. Nice roll up there. As I was saying, a smart move there from Dan Barry. Working over the legs of Javier. Trying to take away that vertical base, that aerial assault, I guess you could say, of Javier, which is his strength. And without his leg, there's no way he's going to be able to get to the top rope and pull up those unbelievable aerial maneuvers that he does so well. Barry now putting Javi in the corner, propping him up on the rope. Javi now trying to battle out of it. Stuns Dan Barry a little bit. Punch to the top does Javi, but Barry catches him with a nice martial arts kick.